There's a saying that the best green building is the one that doesn't have to be built. Knowing that, some forward-thinking leaders in our community saw a very green opportunity in reusing a vacant 20-year-old building on the Donohoe Road in Greensburg called Greenforge. They saw a chance to support economic growth without consuming any new land.
Greenforge was very important to us because it helped create a strong balance between conservation and economic development.
They saw a chance to create a unique use, a conservation incubator, where grassroots groups could share office space as well as ideas and resources.
Greenforge is the latest opportunity that we've had to really work with a lot of the organizations to bring them under one roof.
And they saw a chance to create a model of green building practices and alternative energy.
All of the green work that was done on the building is also extremely unique. You probably won't find more than several throughout the state that have the kind of capabilities and energy saving potential that this building has.
The Westmoreland Conservation District was a lead player in making these visions of Greenforge's potential a reality.
If you think about the term conservation, it's the wise use of natural resources. And when you look at our mission, it isn't essentially preservation, but it's about reusing, it's about using things efficiently.
But making Greenforge usable again would be no small task. The building was big, 23,000 square feet. It was full of materials and thinking that was now more than 2 decades old. And it was in very bad shape after standing vacant for 3 years. On top of that, making Greenforge green and sustainable would require forging new ground. No commercial building in Westmoreland County had ever undergone a green rehabilitation. And certainly none had attempted to be a showcase of green technology, recycled building materials, energy-efficient heating and cooling systems, and low-impact ways of managing stormwater. But all of these things were in the ambitious plan for Greenforge. The partners began by sealing up the building's shell, which was severely leaking energy. They replaced the cold floor-to-ceiling one-piece windows with insulated ones that, on moderate days, can be opened to take advantage of natural cooling. They added new, dense-pack cellulose fiber insulation to further reduce energy loss. Green and non-toxic, this insulation, made from newsprint, has a slightly better R value than fiberglass and is superior to it in stopping air leaks. Perhaps the biggest step in improving Greenforge's energy efficiency was replacing the old fossil fuel heating system with geothermal. Geothermal is energy efficient, environmentally clean, and cost-effective. It uses deep wells to tap into the natural temperature of the earth, which is always about 50 degrees. In winter, the wells draw the earth's heat up and into the building. In summer, the same wells take heat from the building and send it down into the ground. By using the Earth's natural resources, geothermal can save as much as 70% on heating and as much as 50% on cooling costs. While Greenforge's geothermal system draws resources from inside the Earth, the building's electric system looks skyward to capture the power of the sun. Greenforge has one of the largest solar power installations in Westmoreland County. Its 2 solar arrays were made locally. Each has 18 100-watt photovoltaic cells that capture the sun's radiant energy. Then, a series of switches, inverters, and panels converts this energy into electricity for the building. Solar arrays produce no combustion byproducts and no air or water pollution. And they draw on a widely available energy source, the sun, that even here in western Pennsylvania shines brightly and often enough to make it feasible to produce electricity. Another way the partners made strides in Greenforge's energy efficiency was by reducing the building's electric use. They did this in a number of ways. They captured waste heat from the geothermal system and used it to heat some of the building's water. They added a special polymer coating on the building's metal roof to reflect the sun and reduce the electric load on the air conditioner. They reduced the need for overhead and task lights dramatically by increasing the amount of natural light inside the building. In fact, the entire upper level of Greenforge was transformed from dark and windowless to bright new office space by raising the roof and adding more than a dozen new windows. A two-story atrium entrance also was added and topped with a translucent arch that lets in high-quality natural daylight even on cloudy days. In the rehabilitation of Greenforge, the partners reused absolutely everything they could. When they encountered material that couldn't be reused, either because it was damaged during the time the building stood vacant or it was not compatible with the new green systems, they recycled it or sold it for scrap and put the money toward the building's new materials, where the first choice was always green. Floors in the common areas were covered with linoleum, a new product made from all natural and largely renewable materials such as linseed oil, cork dust, wood flour, and ground limestone. In offices where carpeting was used, the partners chose earth-friendly fibers and individual carpet tiles instead of one wall-to-wall piece, so replacements can be made easily and with minimal waste. New suspended ceilings have high recycled content in both the ceiling tiles and the suspension systems. One of the most dramatic green additions to Greenforge is its green roof, a flat roof covered with thousands of living green plants. Greenforge is the first commercial building in Westmoreland County to have a green roof. In addition to being nice to look at, this green roof acts as a layer of insulation that reduces the amount of energy needed to heat and cool the building. It also enhances air quality because its 6,000 live plants absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. And the green roof reduces stormwater runoff to almost zero. The plants use most of the rain that falls on them and return the rest to the atmosphere. Another Greenforge innovation is that it's the first building in Westmoreland County to have a parking lot made of porous concrete. Although porous concrete may sound like a contradiction in terms, this innovative material actually lives up to both words in its name. It can be strong enough to support the weight of a fire truck and still allow water to run right through it. Practices like porous concrete that infiltrate rain are important because they reduce the load on the storm sewer system and recharge the groundwater. From geothermal to green roof, recycled flooring to solar panels, and a whole lot in between, Greenforge today is one of the most innovative buildings in our region. For the grassroots conservation agencies that work here, it's a pleasant, healthy place to work. For the environment, it's a building that helps reduce energy consumption and is easy on the air and water. And for the region, it's a showcase of practical green technology that's attracting interest from near and far. Builders, architects, engineers, and citizens regularly visit Greenforge to see how existing buildings can be reused and improved with practical green approaches. Greenforge is truly forging the way for new ways of thinking, for more green buildings, and for a more sustainable community. We invite you to visit soon. Thanks to these donors who have helped make this project possible. Special thanks to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection's Environmental Education Grant Program for providing funding for the creation of this video.